baby's sleeping in here.
I think she closed it. You closed the door.
They're asleep. I've had quite the caffeine. It's okay. Pick a door, any door. This one? You're not ready. Behind door number 1. Oh. Hi, Mama. B is one of the very first kids that I've ever had here at the mini farm. And this is her first ever little doeling. Oh my goodness, look at her. She's perfect. So this is B's first freshening. It's kind of unusual if they do have a singleton for it to be this tiny, but that boded very well for her because it was an easy birth. We actually have some birth footage. She did not wait for me to get home from the horse show. She had this baby as I was driving, getting off the interstate. Lindsay's here watching and filming, and she had her not in her beautiful little stall that was nice and warm, but outside by the donkeys, underneath the fence almost. So, you know, it just is what it is. But this little girl is the oldest of the bunch, the sassiest. She is 4 days old today. And I'm a little obsessed with her, I'm not gonna lie. Hey. 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 So is your hippity hops. So is your hippity hops. Okay, so we've decided on their names. This is Bizzy. B-I-Z-Z-Y. So Bizzy and B. And she is pretty busy. She's kind of in everyone's business. You're kind of in everybody's business, aren't you? Yes. So we're going to introduce you to what's behind that door. And then we're going to weigh everybody. This door has a couple of cuties in the corner. She's ready to be done. She wants to go outside so bad. Like, we're about to turn them outside, and she's ready. She's just going to leave them. Hey, guys, so these little ones are a day younger. So this is the tiny twin. This is the tiny twin. This is Cricket. Hi, Cricket. How are you? So she's the youngest of everyone. She came out 5 minutes after her sister. So let's do that. There's you. And then this big girl. Oh, I'm talking big girl. This is Clover. So we have Clover and Cricket and Bizzy. Why don't you guys go outside with your mama? Oh, goodness. Why is Mama up here? What are you doing? What are you doing up there? Both of these girls had pretty textbook births. Like, I called it the day of. With B, it was the last day of the horse show, and I was like, listen, Lindsay, instead of coming to the horse show, I just need you to camp out. Watch this goat. I think she's going to have it. It was very unexpected. We really thought that she was going to be a whole cycle behind Blossom. It was her first time freshening. We had never had kids with her before, but her udder like blew up one day. Her tendons were non-existent. I was like, we're having babies. And so she ended up having them that evening at like 6:40, and it was literally 5 minutes before I got home when that baby popped out. And so I got to be here to clean her up. We brought her in. She was fantastic. And then almost exactly a day later, it was a little bit later in the evening, it was like 10:30 at night, Miss Blossom had her baby. She was trying to have them in the rocks outside, and I had to get my brother-in-law to drive over here at 9 o'clock and pick her up and put her in here. And then once we did, she like took a nap. It's like she like relaxed. She was in this safe little zone where no one could bother her, and I have cameras on her, so I left her alone completely until the first baby was out because I saw that it was all going well. And then I was here for the rest of it. And so it's just been perfect. And 3 little girls. Okay, so before we put them outside, because today's the first day that, well, Bizzy's been outside once. It rained all day yesterday. So this is the first time all 3 of them are going to go out where Buttercup and Bloom and Briar are. And so, you know, B was okay with the other mamas, and they weren't really bothering the baby anyway. Blossom's been a little bit more protective, so we'll see how she does with her twins being outside. You're the most precious thing ever. Oh my gosh. We're gonna see who's tiniest, because I feel like it's very similar sizing between Cricket and Bizzy. Clover's for sure like the biggest baby. But anyway, let's see. She's 3 days old, so Bizzy does have a day on her. But let's weigh them. I think we're going to be in the 3s with this one. Y'all can go ahead and pause, comment, guess how much you think these 3 girlsies are going to weigh. But first, look at this hoof. Look at the hoof. Look how teeny tiny everything about her is. All right, big girl. You are 3.9 pounds. I think she's more probably towards like 3.5 pounds, but still. Okay, we're gonna say 3.9 for this little girl. I think this girl is gonna be quite heftier. So we know we deduct 0.46. I know, get in there, you're okay. You're okay.
There we go.
So she is, what's 5.22 minus 0.46? Nate.
Gosh, I don't know.
4.8. 4.7.
4.7.
So she's like a whole pound heavier than her sister.
4.76.
4.76 pounds. You big girl. This one's hefty in the belly. She's full. She had a full meal right before this. I still think she's gonna be the tiniest. So what does she got to beat? 3.46.
Yeah.
3.7 minus.
Oh my gosh.
So she's like 3.3 pounds. It's insane. She's a tiny little girl in there. Okay. Now, let's let them and their mommies go outside.
So she's the smallest.
Oh, I did just set them outside. Matt is doing his best to get the best footage possible. Hey, let's not go over to the freaking rocks. What are we doing? No. Go away from there. Did your mom leave you? Where'd she go? She's... B, come on now. Briar, you be nice to the babies. You were that little last year. Bloom, those are babies. You gotta be sweet to them. They're gonna be your friends. They're gonna play with you. Aren't we so excited to be outside? Look at them. Look how special this is, girls. It's a girl party, no stinky boys. Oh. Oh.
Ah!
I'm not in the correct spot.
Okay, so let me know what you think about Bizzy, Clover, and Cricket. They are so special. Mamas are great. This is their first outing of many. They're pretty much going to start going outside every day now that the weather allows. So stay tuned for more. Let me know if you have any questions. And we have 2 more mamas who have been bred in this kind of time span to have a fall kidding season now, which is our first time doing that. So let me know what you want to see next, and I hope you enjoyed.